Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a quick review on the NYX In Your Element Fire palette. So let's just get started. This is what the packaging looks like. This is the fire. So there's just a bunch of fireworks, NYX In Your Element there. And then it just has all the colors on the palette, and they're just numbered, there's no names, and then ingredients are on the sides. So this palette contains 12 eyeshadows total, and there is 1.41 grams of eyeshadows per each eyeshadow. So a total of like 12 grams, a little over 12 grams. Well, definitely more than 12 grams. And when you open it, it comes in, it's covered with this styrofoam material. And yeah, I don't know how protective. I guess it gives it enough cushion so it doesn't really move around in the packaging. So that's really nice. And so this is what the palette looks like. It just says NYX In Your Element Fire on there. It's basically similar to the packaging. I really like this packaging. I like the air packaging better, but this packaging is really nice as well. So that's what it looks like, and then that's what the back looks like. This is what the palette looks like. And when I was looking at these palettes, I intended to only get this one because I really love the yellow in the palette. And I ended up with the air one and this one, and I honestly, the air one is my favorite. So I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swatch them for you guys, and then I'm just gonna tell you some more thoughts on the palette. So on my fingers, they swatch really nicely. They seem very pigmented. When I swatched them in the stores, I was pretty impressed, honestly. For drugstore eyeshadow, they're very pigmented. I'm a really neutral person when it comes to eyeshadow, so I like this because I can implement neutral colors and bold colors together. I will say, is this palette worth it? I would not pay full price for this. Do not, if you're gonna get this full price, please don't. I don't think it's worth full price, not at all. I am actually shocked that NYX marketed this for $30. I understand, I mean, the packaging's really beautiful. It comes in nice packaging that I got for $15.99. I wouldn't have paid more than that. I don't know if that I would have actually paid $20 for this, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, it's a good palette. It's good for beginners. It's good if you don't have a big collection. It's just not that pigmented. The mattes are really pigmented, but the shimmers are a little bit frustrating to work with. I like my Maybelline shimmers better, or shimmery eyeshadows better. To be honest, this palette and the air palette are palettes that I have to sit down and take a little time to play with. I think the air palette is more so because of just the colors. I'm not used to using those colors. They're very vibrant and stuff. This, I think it's more so because of shimmery colors. I would typically use most of these matte colors as a transitions more so than I would a lid shade, and so it's a little hard for me to work with this palette. Is it beautiful? Yes, it is really pretty, but it's hard to work with the shimmers. So if you had to choose one, In Your Element Air palette, simply because I don't know, it's different, and if you don't have bright colors in your collection, this is a great addition to your collection. I really enjoy it. All in all, I think this is a really pretty palette. They have really unique shades, and there's not really anything like it on the market. I mean, it looks like the Subculture palette, but the Subculture palette was way different. I actually swatched it when I was in store, and it was way different. I wanted to get the Subculture palette, but it had so many bad reviews, so I decided to wait on it since it was a little bit more expensive than this palette. And so, yeah, I really love the matte shades in this palette, but I'm honestly not impressed with the shimmery shades, because you really have to pack the shimmery shades on. But not only do you have to pack it on, you have to wet your brush in order to get a good amount of pigment. And I'm the type of person that needs vibrant, if I'm gonna do my eyeshadows, I need like a vibrant wash of color. So this is like what my eyes look like today, and to get that gold I had to pack it on and I had to wet my brush. I tried using it with just a brush, and it kind of just looked glittery and patchy, so it didn't really work well. With setting spray, it looks really gorgeous on my eyes, and I really like it. So I would say that's the downfall of this palette. This is the type of palette that I wouldn't recommend doing a quick eye look with, because it definitely takes a little bit of time to create an eye look with this, because it's a little tricky. No, I'm not too impressed with the shimmer colors. I really like the matte colors, and I mean, I really love this color. This is probably my favorite color in the palette. I'm skeptical on whether I want to keep it or not. I can't really do just a look just using this palette, so that's the downfall of this palette. If I were to travel with it, I'd have to bring another palette alongside with it, because one, there's no inner corner highlight or brow bone highlight in that palette, and then there's also, and number two, there's no transition color. So I could use this as a transition color, and I've used the yellow as a transition color, but the yellow, like I said, is very hard to build, so it's not very practical to use. So if you can only find this full price and there's no sale going on, I would recommend you not getting it. So if you could pay $20 and under for this, go for it. I don't see why not. It's still a pigmented palette, and it's a drugstore palette. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but you're, like I said, you're getting 1.3 grams of product in each shadow, and that's equivalent of shadows in the Urban Decay palette. Our Urban Decay eyeshadows have, Urban Decay eyeshadows, the full size have 1.5 grams, and then just a Maybelline eyeshadow has 2.3 grams of product. This is just a Maybelline eyeshadow that I have. So 2.3 grams of product, and this, I don't know if, I think it ran either for $2.99 or $3.99. And so the fact that I got this for $15.99, it wasn't really bad, because I paid a little bit under $2 per eyeshadow. So when you think about it that way, I think it's worth it. But if you're gonna pay $30 for it, don't do it. Save your money for something else, or just wait for a high-end one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this was kind of quite the ramble. I hope I helped you think through whether or not it was worth it to get the In Your Element Fire palette, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!